We're live. Hopefully the connection's enough to not constantly buffer, but we'll see. Stand by. See who all jumps in here. There he is. Hey, hang on, Zach. Check it out, brother. There you go. Reloading quest on the cover. That's his stuff. So, yep, picked that up at Publix. What's up, Scott's 98 something or another? Yeah, I've been trying to what's going on, Crash? Oh, dude, I'm loving it. I was sitting here, so I'm actually at another tryout event, so that's why I'm just sitting here chilling in the shade with the windows down, and I actually have good enough service where I can go live. It was a little sketchy. I drove around this parking lot to find a place where I could go live because I'm sitting here for another, 2 hours. So, actually longer than that. Yeah, no, about 2 hours. No, I like it. I really like the article. So, all you guys, make sure you go pick up the latest subscription of Varmint magazine. Our on Mr. Reloading Quest there. He's got an article. He's on the cover. He is on the cover. So yeah, I picked that up at Publix earlier today. Negative. Ghost hydration. Caffeine free. That's caffeine free because we got caffeine coming. Let's see. Well, I can tell you right now, the only way to heaven's through Jesus. So don't hate me. It just is what it is. Yeah, no, that was awesome. The article was great. I mean, I didn't like read every word, partly because I was driving down the road and that's a little dangerous. So I was just kind of glancing through it, and that was my plan. I brought it with me. Tonight just so I could sit here and read it. But then I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go live and see if Zach will jump on and we can talk about it. So yeah, no, that was really sweet. And the results, man, I was really impressed with the results, because what I thought was interesting, just looking at some of the other articles and the results, on other cartridges and rifle setups and all that stuff, a lot of people shoot 3-shot groups, and I think yours were all 5-shot groups. So that was, man, you had some dynamite loads in there. If you can't say neighbor, then Mr. Rogers is in trouble. Rory Rocks, what's going on? Yeah, so today, man, you want to talk about I finished up, it was like a reloading marathon. I didn't film any of it. It was one of those situations where I was basically loading up so many different things. And so it was one of those deals where it was like, I was loading up 270 Winchester, 25-06. I was doing brass prep on 7 Rem Mag, 300 Win Mag, 30 TC. It was one of those days where I was doing all of that. And so because of that, I really wanted to focus on each step of the process, what I was doing at the time. I didn't really take the time to do any filming. So yeah, 5 shots minimum. Yeah, no, that was really cool to see. Crash, I've been on a reloading kick as well. Don't have to touch 9 and 5.56 for quite some time. Nice. Well, you can never have too much, right? And oh, actually, what also was pretty cool, let's see, this was last week. Yeah, I think it was last week. Maybe. I'm getting days, my wires crossed here, but I actually had another coworker of mine who's been very interested in getting into reloading. He's been researching a lot and watching a bunch of videos and reading about it and all that different stuff and asking me a ton of questions. He finally, he bought some brand new 308 brass, some 6 Hour, and he came over to the house and I walked him through, I gave him powder, primers, and bullets, and I literally walked him through the process of, hey, this is what I do, right? For brand new brass, it's gonna be a little different for once fired, but I basically just kind of walked him through and loaded up 50 and was like, here you go, here's 50 rounds that he basically made, because I would just show him on a couple of pieces of brass each step, and then I let him do everything else so he could get a feel for it. Because if you guys reload, a lot of what you do is based on feel and just kind of getting your processes down how you like it. And so I just walked him through that, and so he loaded up 50 rounds. Now I'm just waiting on the results, portion, right? That was back before Memorial Day weekend, and so I think he's been pretty busy. I don't know if he actually got to the range or not, but looking forward to seeing how those loads shoot. Okay, you did 3-shot groups for the 35 Whalen, and you do a 3x3 and average out. Yep. Yeah, and I would probably do the same thing, right? If I was gonna do, I know I do a lot of 3-shot groups for testing and stuff on the channel. I was actually thinking about this earlier while I was doing all of my load development or workup, all the reloading and brass prep and different things. For me and the shooting and the hunting that I do, 3 shots is going to tell me quite a bit, right? Because after 2, that group ain't gonna get no smaller after the second shot. So you start to stack more in there. Yeah, it gives you better fidelity of how that load could potentially perform, and it gives you more data, and you have basically your confidence goes up, right, in the load. But after that second shot, it ain't getting no smaller. So if you shoot one, you shoot a second one, and it's 2 inches away, move on, right? If it's an inch away, you're like, it's not super promising. Now, if the rest of them stack within that, and then it's pretty repeatable, okay. But yeah, for me, I do a lot of 3-shot groups. For the most part, it can tell me a lot of what I need to know right off the bat, especially if I'm testing bullet powder combinations. 3 shots, at varying charge weights, 3-shot groups, that'll tell me at least whether or not I'm in the ballpark or to move on. Oh, hey, John. Yeah, so John, actually, you're gonna like what I did today. John Naus, whatever. That's actually what I loaded up. I just loaded up 60 rounds, actually 59, of 270 Winchester using Midwest Powders MP 620. So I just posted a video, or not just posted, but the last video I posted was about the Midwest Powders and MP 620 specifically. That's the only one I have, but I loaded up some McGuire Ballistics, the 128 grain. It's a solid copper bullet in 270 Winchester, and I tried the MP 620 with it, since it's supposed to be basically a clone of Reloader 19, or at least very similar. So I loaded that up. Go check out that video, because it was very promising results. I was shooting 5-shot groups on that one. Very promising results. So that's why I wanted to come back. And I loaded up 79 rounds. Yeah, because I had 59 rounds of the Sig Sauer brass that was already prepped. And so I loaded up 3 different bullets. And I did the same powder charges, right? I did 55 56, 57, 58, 59 was the powder charges that I'm testing. So I'm jumping in 1 grain increments, making big jumps. And I'm testing 130 grain bullets. So I'll be testing the Hornady 130 grain SST, 130 grain interlock, 130 grain Nosler partition, and 130 grain Federal trophy bonded. So I'll be testing all of those with MP 620, and they're all the same charge weights. You know, that way kind of it's going to be a really good test because all the bullets are seated to the same, you know, overall length. Now the Nosler partition loads, those are a little bit different because it's loaded in Federal primed brass, so that's definitely going to be different, but still going to be nice to see. Reloading quest, I'm a little behind. The Ramshot Grand powder is crazy nice in 7PRC. Nice. What's up, Corn Pop? Reloading quest. Yeah, I load all 5, but if the first 3 don't, yeah, exactly, that too. I would almost rather go right the opposite. I like to do 3-shot groups. I like to say if I have a lineman, I'm a big fan of the lineman loading blocks, the bleacher style loading blocks, and I'll prep 50 pieces of brass. I may go do, you know, 10 3-shot groups, right, testing either a couple different bullets or powder charges or whatever, and I do that, then I come back and I've still got those 20 that were prepped all at the same time and probably more or less primed all at the same time is typically what I do. And I can come back and I can just load up more to go and either validate or revalidate, because I don't like pulling bullets. I don't know. I get weird about pulling bullets and then going back and, you know, loading that stuff again. So I kind of would rather do it that way. John, good to hear on Midwest powders. Yeah, 620. So I picked up 620. Yeah, just like a lot of the other Midwest powders that American Reloading sells, you know, they're really, really good value. And so I picked up an 8-pound jug of that 620 because it was like Reloader 19 on the bottle, right, and on the jug, and that's the load data that they tell you to use. And I've had really good luck with Reloader 19 in 30-06. And so that was really the main reason why I got it, was between 270 Winchester and 30-06. Simply because I know I'll be working on 30-06 projects in the future, especially for a coworker of mine, a buddy of mine. He hit me up because that dude stacks up so many deer every year, deer and coyotes and all that. He's like, hey, it's about time for you to load up some more 30-06 for me. So I plan on testing out that 620 and that cartridge as well. What's going on, Christopher? Found a good combo with CFE 223, 708. Oh, nice. And the 139 LRX bullet. Sweet. Good deal. That's such an awesome round. I'm a huge fan of 7mm 08. Make sure you guys remember to hydrate. Starting to get a little warm out there. Do you resize the case after you pull the bullet? Well, see, so Jason, that's why I like to do the process, at least in my mind. That's why I justify the way I do it and shoot 3-shot groups. And then if something shoots really, really well, I can come back and I can validate with the other stuff that I have left over. Whereas if I pull bullets, just like we're talking about reloading quest, you run an expander mandrel through it if it's pulled. So like if I go and pull a bullet and I'm gonna reuse that case, you know, dump powder, whatever, and I want to reuse the case, I'll adjust my full-length sizing die to where, because I don't have mandrels for a lot of what I do. I think the only thing I really use a mandrel for is 6.5 Creedmoor. Everything else, I rely on the expander assembly, right? Expander ball assembly resizing die. So I'll set it up to where it doesn't really touch the body of the case at all, and it's really just getting that neck up in the die and then back over the expander ball. That's what I do. So if I pull a bullet, which is why I really dislike pulling bullets, and I do everything in my power to not do that. But yeah, I loaded up a ton of stuff today. Like I said, 79 rounds of 270 Winchester. Excuse me. Loaded up. I loaded up 20 of the 30 TC, and so what I did, I loaded up 10 more of that 45 grain load with IMR 4895, the one that shot like a half-inch 5-shot group at 100 yards. I went back and loaded up. That was with the McGuire Ballistics bullet, 168 grain copper rose hollow point. So I wanted to load that back up just to see if that's repeatable or somewhere close, right? So I loaded that up, and then Sam over at McGuire Ballistics, he had actually sent me another batch of 308 stuff, but it was the just the standard copper rose 168 grain bullet, doesn't have a hollow point on it. And so I was texting with him back and forth. I seen a picture of that 5-shot group, and he was like, hey, the other 168s, it's the same bullet profile, it just doesn't have a hollow point on the end. He was like, you can load those exactly the same, and they should shoot same point of impact, all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna see. So I loaded up 10 rounds of that. I plan on doing 10-shot groups with both of those, so we'll see how they do. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. And the 7 Rem Mag, I'm actually picking up a 7 Rem Mag tonight after I leave here. I gotta go. It's a buddy of mine, that he's an associate pastor at the church I go to. We were texting back and forth. He was asking me some questions about scopes, and he was looking at getting a new one for his, it's a Savage 110, I believe. And I just told him, I was like, hey, just, bring it to church with you Wednesday night, and I'll take it home and I'll work up a load for it. Well, he forgot it last night, and so we're over close to where he lives tonight. And I was like, hey, we'll swing by afterwards and I'll pick it up. So what are you using for a bullet puller? I use the Lyman, the kinetic puller. I'm not a big fan of those though, the hammer style, the kinetic pullers. I'm looking at getting a cam lock. Isn't that what it's called? Maybe bullet puller. Mag Pro and 7 Rem Mag, get over the top velocity. Oh, I bet. Yeah, I gotta figure out what powder I'm gonna use. Haven't really decided on that. I've got like 1.5 pounds of Rotumbo, and I'm thinking that might be, the RCBS Collet. That's what I meant. Yep, the RCBS Collet bullet puller. Yep, that's the one I want. That does a pretty good job of not marking up the bullets, right? In certain cases, I think. And basically all rifle stuff, I believe it supposedly does a good job of not marking up the bullet. Crash, I love my RCBS Collet die. You really screw up the oh, okay, more of the bullets, yeah. Okay, good deal. Yeah, then that's what I want to get. I mean, so what I do with that kinetic puller is I just shove a paper towel down in the end, and then I obviously pull the bullet. That way it doesn't mess up the bullet itself, because typically that's what I'm more concerned with, not necessarily saving the powder, which I will do depending on how long ago I had loaded those up. I'll save the powder, but there goes a spider across the windshield. But But yeah, I'm more concerned about saving the bullets, so I tried to do that. So the collet would be a better option for me. Where you been, brother? I've been here, there, and everywhere, man. I've been living life. What's going on, Harvey? Okay, use the Hornady one. Reloading Quest, use the Hornady one for pistol. Good deal. Yeah, hopefully everybody had a good Memorial Day weekend. I know we did. And we were chilling at Smith Lake, doing a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, it was a good time. Oh, you shot your what was the competition? What was the Trump 24? Yeah, definitely. Yep, I'll vote for him again. Yeah, Harvey, what you maintained a 10 SD? That's awesome. What was it, a PRS or what type? I guess what type of you're gonna have to provide all sorts of details. FTR 308, got it. That's at 1,000 yards, right? Or 800? What is that? See, I need more details. So now we're gonna need to know what's the gun, scope. We need to know it all. Yeah, I saw the video. That was awesome, man. Your reaction to shooting that 50 cal. Super jealous. I saw that. I was like, dang, Zach's living his best life. That dude, mid-range. Oh, okay. So 600. So you only shot the 600, I'm assuming? That's pretty cool. So I attended, well, it wasn't the actual competition, but I did go, which I posted about. I did go to a rimfire competition. It was only a 1-day match, but the day before they have kind of like a family day where you can bring the family out. They've got a bunch of different side stages and different things like for kids to shoot air guns and all this other stuff. So I took my daughter out there and we went and enjoyed that, and we had a really good time. So.
Is your guy playing flag football?
No, sir. Mine is doing a soccer tryout.
We're trying to find our team, and they say they're here, but we can't find them anywhere.
How old is he? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, have a good one. Sorry. Well, they're late for their flag football practice. Gun scope, yeah, like Christopher's saying, we gotta know it all, man. I need to know. Let's see. So Harvey, you did a Vortex Eagle, but what's the magnification range? We need all the details. So a Vortex Strike Eagle, or a Vortex Eagle, I think it's Strike Eagle. Defiance Action, boy, you started off on the right track, that's for sure. Bart line, 111 1/4 twist, 46.5 grains of Varget, twice fired Lapua. What's the bullet? Is that, you're probably, are you shooting like a burger? Okay, only 600 yards, got it. Best part is my barrel was loose the day before. Oh, lovely. Reloading Quest. It was funny they had a PRS match. I showed up the range. That's funny. Yeah, like, all right, guys, let's go shoot some PRS. I got my 50 BMG. And all of them stopped what they're doing, came over and watched me shoot it. I bet they did. Powder thrower was Hornady Auto Charge Pro. Okay, it's the new one, right? That's the new. Okay, your Vortex was a 5-25. Awesome, man. That's what. So what trigger, what stock and trigger setup did you have? Because I in that 6.5 Creedmoor where I did the barrel swap, I upgraded the trigger. Like it's an insane upgrade. I bought a Bix and Andy, and that thing, it's the nicest trigger I've ever felt, ever. It's insanely nice. Now it is their competition style, which is way overkill for what I need. You had a Trigger Tech Diamond. Okay, I was looking at those as well. Um, the Ramesa. There you go, the Ramesa. Yep, that's it. That's its name. It's just it rolls off the tongue so well. The Ramesa. Thoughts on 350 leg? Oh, you're not Jason. You're not going to find a better cartridge. You have come to the right place because I am. I am. Oh, okay. Yeah, AG Composites got it. I'm a huge fan of 350 Legend. Killed a doe with it for, yeah, for anyone that wants to go hunt. And if there is any type of recoil sensitivity, or like you're saying for a kid, even for me, I love it. I loved it. I had it in I had it in two different setups. The first one was a Winchester XPR. It was a bolt action, and I really liked that package. The second one was a CVA. It was the CVA, the single shots that they come out with recently that you see where it's like the black synthetic stock and the stainless barrel. I had a 350 Legend in that as well. Really, really like the bolt action. So I'm a huge fan of that cartridge. Can it shoot 200 yards realistically? I would say yes, but you have to be mindful of the bullet that you're shooting, especially if you hand load for sure. I think most definitely it's a 200 yard deer killing machine in my opinion. Um, if I'm trying to remember, because it depends on the powder you pick too, right? So you can really pump up the velocity on that 350 Legend depending on the powders the powder you go with and the bullet combination. And at 200 yards, something like that 170 grain Hornady interlock, I think that might have been the bullet that I used. I killed a doe at 100. It did an awesome job. I would, yeah. Now, that being said, right, like I would do my best to close the distance. If 200 is the absolute max, then yeah, I think you'd be fine. Bullet powder combination, really paying attention to the powder that you choose and trying to get good velocity, right? It's just a numbers game at that point. And using something like that Hornady 170 interlock. Now, if you go with the Barnes solid copper, there again, that velocity that might come into play at 200 yards. Now, it's specifically designed for the 350 Legend. It's very similar to that 3030 bullet that's just designed for that cartridge. So it probably expands at lower velocities, but you just have to be mindful of that. But I wouldn't hesitate to shoot something at 200 yards. Okay, you're running the 155 Sierras. What's going on, Shane? Go Texas Rangers, I hear you. No, I know that's a hockey reference, I think. Harvey said at 200 yards, you put 18 bullets in the X and other 2 in the 10 ring. Nice. Oh, reloading quests. He's got the part all CAD up. Nice. Uh, 18 wheels. What's going on? Once again, you didn't get the notification that I'm live. Yeah. Well, you know, it happens. Don't mind YouTube, just the standard censorship. Nothing to see here. Move along. Have shot prone before. Yes, I have. Way different than shooting off a bench. But yeah, Jason, that 350 Legend, that's something I definitely want to get back into. I definitely want to get back into that cartridge. So that's one. Now, I know it's more or less geared toward those states where you can't use, you know, bottleneck rifle cartridges to hunt with. And here in Alabama, we're blessed. You can basically hunt with just about anything. So for me, is it the most practical option? You know, maybe not. But the recoil is so mild. It's just so much fun to shoot. So yeah, it's a whitetail killer for sure. That was the second time for you. Really need to work on my tummy time. Yeah, tummy time. That's funny. FSP, what's going on? Yeah, no, Harvey, that's probably the biggest part of it. One of the biggest, you know, components to being able to perform well is if you've never shot prone, or it's something you almost never do. Yeah, you're probably going to get uncomfortable pretty quick in that prone position. Hey, y'all don't forget, go pick up the latest copy of Varmint magazine, because our boy Reloading Quest, that's all his stuff on the cover. All his stuff is on the cover. He's got the article in here about the 22 Creedmoor. So 22 Creedmoor, there it is. Mr. Zach May, he's the man. Yeah, I know, right? I need to send him, I can send him this and he can sign it and return it. But yeah, I was in Publix earlier today. I had to pick up a few things and I had already checked out. And I was like, oh man, I forgot to look in the magazine section. That's where I buy all these. And ran over there. Sure enough, they had 3 or 4 copies. So grabbed it, good to go. Oh, nice. You've got McGar Ballistics making some 358s. Sweet for that 35 Whalen. Oh, what do I have in mind for the 7 mag project? So, that's a great question. That's what I've been trying to focus on all day. And I had actually forgotten that I had bought the 7 Rem Mag primed brass from American Reloading, and I was going through where I've got a bunch of like brass and powder and stuff stored in my house, and I found a box, an American Reloading box, and it was full. It's like over 100 pieces of primed, federal primed 7 Rem Mag brass. So I'm really thankful for that, because that's what I'm going to use for the project. I'm going to do my best to find a load that shoots decent enough within those 100 rounds, right? I'd like to turn over at a minimum 20 rounds to the guy, give him his gun back with 20 loaded rounds ready to go. So I'm kind of giving myself 80 rounds to iron out something that's going to shoot well. And so right now, I haven't necessarily decided on a bullet. Possibly the 160, the Barnes 160 TSX. I'm thinking about going that route. I also have, and the reason is because I've got a couple boxes, right? I've got 100, so that would that would fit the quantity, right, that I'm trying to target a decent load within. Or maybe maybe the Nosler 150 grain ballistic tip. I've got a couple of boxes of those as well. So I don't know. Haven't really decided yet on bullet. I know he said that he has the opportunity to at least take a shot out to, 250, little beyond that, maybe 280 at the most, I think is what he said he felt somewhat confident taking a shot with. So we'll see. I got the brass figured out. If I end up burning through all 100 pieces and I can't find a decent load, I've got plenty of large rifle magnum primers, so that's not an issue either. The powder and bullet, I'm going back and forth on, so I just need to figure that out. Straight wall really was a game changer in shotgun only states. Oh yeah, I bet. 12 gauge and slugs is brutal on a shoulder. So is 450 Bushmaster. That'll light you up too. Excuse me. 18 wheels. Maybe I missed it earlier, but are you on track? Yes. So I made a post on my community tab of my channel that I was like 99.9% locked in for the Texas hunting trip. I'll be leaving on June 6th to go to Texas to hunt hogs and possibly coyotes. We'll see. It's one of those deals where I'm kind of at the mercy of these folks, right? They've been super nice about having me come out, so I'm really just kind of, it's a go with the flow kind of deal, right? Whatever they want to do. If they want to hunt stuff at night with thermals, we're going to do that, right? If they don't really care for me hunting during the day, I'd love to get out there and try to kill something during the day, because I really want to test some of the stuff I have, right? I want to take that with me and test it, which I did get permission to take the 25-06 with me before I turn it back over to my buddy. So that's going to be going with me. Harvey, when do you get those bullets? Care to let go of some, or can I order them? Okay, Harvey, Zach, or Reloading Quest, I think Harvey's directing that at you. Okay, you like the Sierra Game King 150. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Sierra Game Kings. That's all my brother shoots. That's for his 308. He shoots the hollow point version, that wicked looking hollow point. That's what he shoots in 308. And it's, man, he drops some big digger. Oh, what's going on, AR Patriot? Glad to see you in here this evening. 18 wheels, sweet. There's still time I can express it. Oh, no, I appreciate it, man. I really do. Nah, I'm just going to use whatever they've got on hand. That's what, talking to my coworker, they've got stuff already set up. So if they want to go kill stuff at night with thermals, they've got a thermal set up that I can use. No big deal. I did ask if I could shoot, I think Reloading Quest, I think he's talking about those 358 from McGuire Ballistics. But I did ask, I was like, hey, can I hunt during the day? He did tell me that he would recommend hunting in the morning, early in the morning, or later on in the evening. He was like, middle of the day, he said, we sleep. He was like, there's really no point in getting out trying to hunt middle of the day if you're just wanting to go kill hogs. He was like, so if you could just do that. He's like, if you want to go hunt at night, kill them with a thermal, maybe get a little bit of sleep, get up, go hunt them during the morning, or however I want to do that. So I really, really want to try to get something on the ground with that 25-06. It's so much fun hunting at night. Oh, it is, man. I haven't done it in, it's probably been 5 years. Oh, maybe longer than that. Oh, it's probably been 6 years, maybe 5 or 6 years, maybe since I hunted at night. And man, it's a lot of fun. It really is. The Scottish American in the house. What's going on? glad y'all could all join. Since we got so many folks, or at least it looks like we got so many folks in the live stream, y'all go pick up your copy of Varmint Magazine. This is the latest edition, and our boy Reloading Quest, he's on the cover. That's his project, 22 Creedmoor. So y'all go pick it up. It is in stores now. Just hit the shelves a few days ago, I believe. So y'all go pick it up. Really good stuff. But yeah, I am really looking forward to that trip to Texas, which over the weekend, again, hope everyone had a great Memorial Day weekend. But man, something was going on with my lower back. I have no clue what I did, but man, something got bound up muscle wise, and I was struggling just to get up and down out of a chair, just to walk all weekend. So I did a lot of chilling, laying around, that kind of thing at the lake, just kick back, relax best I could. And I got back, and there's a guy, kind of like a physical therapist slash, I don't really know what you call him. He's a doctor. He's a PT, I guess, and he's local. And he's actually made a massive difference in my shoulder. I have severe bursitis in my right shoulder, and I'm almost 100% with that now. Back to where I once was, which is great. It's made a huge difference, because it had actually reached a point where it hurt to go to the range and actually get in position to shoot off of a bench because of how I shoot. And I obviously get in my shooting position, have my elbow out away from my body. And the moment I would do that, I mean, it was like somebody was stabbing me with a knife. So I reached out to him a couple days ago. I was like, hey man, I need an emergency appointment. Like my back, I can't even put on socks. My back is killing me. So plus it was really with the hunting, the Texas trip was in mind, right? Like, cause if I wasn't good enough to be able to go, I'm not going to sit in a vehicle for 10 hours one way, right? With my low back the way it was. So I hit him up. That was really the main driver. And he's like, yeah, come on. So he stabbed 6 needles in my back, and he does dry needling, and it's a game changer. That was 2 days ago, and I'm not 100%, but I am like a solid 90%. So it just really glad that worked out. Broke Hobby Smith hog hunting in Texas. Yes, that's the plan. June 6th is when I'll be leaving. And driving over. I gotta leave out for work. I gotta head out of town for work Sunday. I'll fly back Thursday, and then I'll land, head to the house, unload all my stuff, load up my hunting stuff, and I'll start driving. So that's the plan. That's going to be awesome. You're excited to be going to Texas in October. Can't wait for that hunt. Oh yeah, I've never been to Texas, so looking forward to it. I have flown through Texas. I have stopped in Dallas, but that's it. Physiotherapy and yoga is amazing for the shoulder and back. Oh yeah. So I'm really thankful he was able to get it, squared away. It was still hurting, a decent amount yesterday. It was sore too, obviously, from having 6 needles jabbed in my lower back. But then, today I woke up, got out of bed. I was like, oh, my back didn't hurt when I got out of bed. Nice. So yeah, it's been slightly better over the past 2 days. But I'm pretty jazzed up about that hunt. My plan right now is, because it's a 10-hour drive, and I probably won't be able to leave my house on Thursday until maybe 2 or 3 p.m. And so right now I'm thinking, I don't know, because I don't think I can actually stay at the place where I'm going to be hunting. I don't think I can stay there Thursday night. I think they actually have somebody else there. I got to confirm that. So if I can't stay there, I'll just drive halfway and probably get a hotel or something, or just sleep in my vehicle on that Thursday night. and then wake up, you know, really early, finish out the drive, and then get over there Friday morning. So, oh, I know, yeah, you know, you're still alive when you wake up and something hurts. Yeah, tell me about it. But it does feel nice when you wake up and you're like, wait a second, you know, you kind of turn your head a little bit, kind of roll the shoulders a little bit, and then you go to get out of bed and you're like, wait, my back and my knees didn't hurt. All right, it's gonna be a good day. So yeah, that's always nice too. Everyone talks about the barbecue in Texas, but I'm telling you, the Mexican food is where it's at. Hey, somewhere where there's good barbecue is, let's see, it is New Mexico. Okay, which is, I think the place is a chain restaurant and it probably originated in Texas, but it's called Rudy's Barbecue. Ruddy apostrophe S, I believe. Rudy's. Man, oh man, they got some good barbecue. And to be a chain too, they do it right. They do it right. Yeah, brisket. That's some good stuff. You better believe I will be stopping at a Buc-ee's and getting some Texas barbecue while I'm out there. Oh yeah, well we actually have a Buc-ee's that's only like maybe 45 minutes from my house now. They opened up one in North Alabama on Interstate 65 in a place called Athens, Alabama, and it's like a 45-minute drive from my house. Yes, they make a really good brisket sandwich. Their breakfast burrito is really good also. Their food in general is really good. I mean, I know it's not a traditional gas station, right? They've got like whatever 150 gas pumps, so it's not traditional, but yeah, it's pretty legit. Pretty legit food. Or you want to run 20 or 10, probably 20. I don't know. What is that in reference to? Not been to a Buc-ee's yet. Oh, look, it'll change. What's going on, Derek? It'll reloading quest. It is like, it's almost like such an American thing. You know, you see these reels and these memes, and it talks about, you know, folks in America, and then it shows whatever, you know, representing the American way. Buc-ee's is 100% American, all the way. That gas station is just, it's so excessive. What's going on, MC? Howdy, folks. But they have really good food. Allow an extra hour to roam around Buc-ee's, 100%. Yep. If you're going across I-10, stop at the Tiger Truck Stop in Louisiana for Cajun food. Man, I gotta tell y'all, I know y'all will probably never come through Harvest, Alabama. All right, Harvest, like you're gonna go harvest some crops. But man, there is a place called LJ's Backyard Bayou. Howdy from South Dakota. What's going on, David? Strife 308, Los Angeles I-10. I-10 runs, clear across the country. That runs all the way over to Florida. Man, LJ's Backyard Bayou. If you are ever in Harvest, Alabama, Derek, this is specifically geared towards you because I know you come you come down here from time to time. But that it's worth going out of your way. They're only open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, LJ's. Man, I went there last Friday, and it slap your mama good. It is so. The dude is from Louisiana, and I mean that food was out of this world. LJ's. It's LJZ LJ's Backyard Bayou. It's in Harvest. And it's a hole in the wall, just like all good places are. It is a hole in the wall. You can thank me later. Um, I didn't tell you, but I think I convinced Milo's to bring tea. What is that, New Hampshire? Well, good. You need sweet tea north of like Tennessee. I know Kentucky. Kentucky can be hit or miss. Kentucky will have some good sweet tea, but outside of that, once you cross that Ohio River, it's like people have no clue how to pour like 5 pounds of sugar into a pitcher of tea and make it sweet tea and make it good. So yeah, Milo's is where it's at. That's for like a commercialized sweet tea version. That stuff's really good. Go to Billy's around Lafayette for awesome boudin. Oh man. Oh, so that LJ's Backyard Bayou, they had boudin balls. I'm telling you, you guys, it's worth the trip. It is worth the trip. Derek, new Buc-ee's coming here in Ohio. Oh yeah, that one coming up through Kentucky. Yeah, it's not opened yet. Name like that, it's got to be good food. LJ's Harvest. Yep, LJZ. That is the place to go. But that, again, they're only open Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, harvest crops, not harvest animal or deer. Because you don't harvest deer, you kill them. That's right. Slap your mama good. Yeah, no, it is. It's my wife was like, where are we going? I mean, because it's off the beaten path. Like, you got to be intentional. You ain't just going to pass by this place. Like, you got to try to get there. She's like, where are we going? And I'm like, I ain't been here, but I've heard good things, and so I want to try it. Man. Oh, even she was like, and that's not really her style of food. She's more of just like Mexican food, not like real Mexican food. You know what I'm saying? Like chicken and rice and cheese dip, kind of. That's her speed. But she was like, holy smokes, this food is so good. So it impressed her. You'll be back down first weekend in June. Nice. Add it to your list. I'm limited to where I can park the big truck though. So they do have a spot at LJ's. Their parking lot was pretty good size. They almost had kind of like a pull through area too. So I have to build 2 new deer blinds. Oh, that's a good thing to, especially, yeah, if you're gonna do it, you better get started. You've emailed them for 2 years. They finally emailed you back and said it's in a Walmart now. That's funny. What's going on, Jeff? Buc-ee's is in Birmingham. Barbecue not good, and I'll avoid it like Walmart. Oh, that's sad. Buc-ee's in Athens is, man, that's where it's at. If I have to go north, I do tend to go out of my way just to go to Buc-ee's and get their brisket sandwich or their breakfast burrito. That's really good. You're drinking Milo's right now. Okay, you got to mix the sweet and unsweet. So, man, I know folks that get the Milo's extra sweet. Like, that's really, if you want your teeth to rot out, you go with the extra sweet. Don't be telling anybody about the boudin balls, man. Woo. I'm just saying. Oh, and they have, I mean, of course, all just the etouffee, the fried alligator, right? I mean, they got it all. And it is just so good. The fried catfish, I think that's what my dad got. He was like, man, that's some really good fried catfish. So extra sweet should come with an insulin shot. Tell me about it. Which I'm a fan of Milo's, the restaurant too. You know, just a burger and fry place. They got fried chicken or whatever. Yeah, I mean, you stop there for the sweet tea, right? I mean, the food's not It's not anything better than you're going to get, you know, at another fast food place. But obviously, you're stopping in at a Milo's for the tea. Yeah, you mean insulin pen. Right, Cajun food sucks, y'all. You ain't keep the boiled food and mayonnaise. That's funny. Yeah, exactly. Crawfish is life. No, it is. It really is. Which I got, the dish that I got is called a swamp potato. And it's basically the take on a, you know how you go to, I don't know, they're big around here. You'll go to a barbecue place and you'll get a stuffed potato, right? It'll be a big old potato, butter, sour cream, chives, you know, maybe bacon bits, who knows, whatever they throw in there, plus barbecue. You know, you'll throw pork in there. If you get a chicken stuffed potato and you got white sauce on it, or you pour some baked beans on top or something, right? A stuffed potato. And they have their own version of that, and it's called the swamp potato. And let me tell you, that's what I got. And it was like Cajun food, but they took it to another level with the swamp potato. Had that crawfish in there, the andouille sausage. Oh, it was something else. It was an experience, I'll say that. So that's the place you got to go. That's my food recommendation for the week. Now I just got to figure out a way to get back over there, because it's, from my house, it's like a 45-minute drive, which is kind of a good thing, because if it was right down the road, I'd weigh 600 pounds if it was right down the road. You ended up with all the Federal nickel prime brass American reloading had left. I think I have 300 pieces. Oh, of 270 Win. Yeah, I think I only bought 100 of those, and I actually just loaded up my last 20 today. I loaded up 79 rounds of 270 Winchester. Yeah, 79. Yeah. I had 20 of the Federal left over, and so I loaded those up. 18 wheels. I'm Southern at heart. I was just born in the wrong state. Yeah. David, Miss Cajun food, big time. Crawfish was my favorite too. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, that crawfish. It's good stuff. And 200 Nosler Accubon 150s. Oh, nice. What load? So I'm kind of following that. It depends on how you want to describe it. I think it was good results, right? Successful range trip and testing with the Midwest Powders MP620 in 270 Winchester when I tested it with the McGuire Ballistics bullet. That was the last video I just uploaded, whatever it was, last week or whenever I posted that. And so after I saw those results, I was like, man, I really want to try this powder with other bullets. And so I loaded up 4-shot. I did 4-shot groups just because of how the brass the quantity was breaking out, right, that I had available. Because I had 59 pieces of Sig Sauer brass, and then I had those 20 of the Federal. So I loaded up 5 4-shot groups using the 130 grain SST Hornady SST bullet, and then 5 4-shot groups of the Hornady 130 grain interlock bullet, and then I did 4 4-shot groups with the Federal 130 trophy bonded, and then I had 3. I did 1 3-shot group with the trophy bonded because of the way the quantity broke out for the Sig Sauer brass, and then for the Federal prime, did those with, and these are all the same charge weights. Like I'm testing 55, 56, 57, 58, and 59 grains. That's going to be the test because they're all 130 grain bullets. Federal, those are the 130 grain Nosler partition. So Now the trophy bonded bullets and the nozzler partition bullets are things that I got from American Reloading. So we're gonna give those a try. These streams always turn into food shows. Yeah, no kidding. Digital breaking bread. That's it. You've been in touch with Sam at Macquarie. Plans on heavier 270. Oh, sweet. Oh yeah, for you and that 270 7 PRC, that'd be really good. Harvey, I ran into a little bit more unobtainium Norma 202. Oh wow, I have not seen Norma branded powder on any shelf since before COVID. Like I think the last time I saw some might have been at Vans Sporting Goods in Coleman, Alabama. I think they might have had some Norma on the shelf. Now that was back pre-COVID. They had everything on the shelf. I mean, it was stacked. That was the best place around to buy powder pre-COVID, and it's still probably one of the best locally to get. They've got pretty good powder selection now. You just got 20% off Sig Brass. Oh, nice. 50 count of 270 last Monday and a 50 of the 7 Rem Mag. You're gonna like. I'm a huge fan of the Sig stuff. I've had such good luck with it in 270, 308, 223, 300 blackout. What else? I don't think I've used it in 30-06, but I've had some good luck. I recommend it for sure. Country is a state of mind, and country is countrywide. There you go. Pretty sure that's a country song. Reloading quest. Oh, okay, good. Yeah. He was wanting to know if he got back to you from the video. He did. Okay, good to hear. Yeah, I've never seen Norma powder ever. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I think I saw it one time. Ever had issues with SST on deer? 3 out of 4 deer shot with a 120, no exit, hardly any blood trail. Yeah, and you're gonna stand a good chance of not getting an exit with an SST. Which, I mean, you could get an exit, but those bullets, yeah, the Scottish American, he's never seen Norma either. You know, they do retain some of their weight, but they also shed some as well. So it's basically an improved version of the interlock, which the interlock is not necessarily a high weight retention bullet either. So you're definitely dumping some energy into the animal, and depending on the shot angle and the shot distance, you know, you will stand a chance on not getting a pass through. And I've killed one deer with an SST. It was in 6.5 Creedmoor. It was a 129 grain SST. It was probably the biggest doe I've ever killed. And I shot her at about 100 yards, roughly, somewhere in that range, 100, 110. And she was quartering away, pretty extreme, quartering away. And that thing just buried up. Like, I shot her back, you know, basically by the rib cage. And it came and buried up into her chest. Now, if she would have been broadside, would it have passed through? I don't know, maybe. So yeah, that's been my only experience with it. Now in 270 Winchester, you know, that was in 6.5 Creedmoor. I'm thinking in 270, you know, pumping up the velocity just slightly, reasonable shot distance, you know, might get a pass through. I would like to have a pass through, but for me, that's more or less why I work up the loads I do, and I want to go test the bullets in the field, right? That's why I do it. I like to test it out, see how it does. Now, if you told me, hey, you got to pick a bullet, right? You can only choose one. It'd be a Monolithic, right? More than likely, it would be a Macquarie Ballistics. I'm becoming a huge fan of them, or a Barnes bullet. So. You switch to an interlock. Trains passing by. In case y'all couldn't hear. Switched to interlock. Had no issues with exit. Good deal. How far did the deer go? 18 wheels at Harvey. I don't know where you're at in New Hampshire, but they had some Norma 202 at State Line in, I don't even know how you say that. Plasto? I have no idea how you pronounce that. The last time I was there, my name, if you need it, Derek, all it did was blow up on the scapula and clean off all the flesh, no penetration. Oh, okay, I'm assuming you're talking SST. Reloading quest, you got to push the SST hard to get them to perform right. Harvey said thanks to 18 wheels. He's in the Keene area. SST and 708 probably be good for reduced load. I think Hornady, I think that's the bullet they use in their light ammunition, that factory ammo that they load, that reduced recoil stuff. I think they do have SST option in that. Last deer ran about 300 yards. Boy, that ain't good. Shrapnel through the heart. Reloading quest, number 1 bullet barn. Yeah, that's like, it just, the more I shoot, the more I hunt, the more animals I kill and work up loads for other people, and then they go off and kill stuff. Yeah, the Barnes is just, it's really good at what it does. You want to punch a hole completely through an animal, go grab one of those bullets. It's going to get the job done within reasonable hunting distances, right? It seems like you have to caveat everything nowadays, which is slightly ridiculous. Best kept secret on deer that's never failed me is a plain spear boat tail. I'm a big fan of spear bullets, the new stuff. Now, I know I posted a video about the bullet failure I had with the Grand Slam and the 270 Winchester, that complete jacket core separation. You can go back and check out that video if you want to. The deer went 10 yards. He's a dead deer, right? Literally turned around, went 10 yards, fell over. 8 point, really nice buck. At that point in time, it was the biggest buck I'd ever killed before I killed that 9 point. But I recovered that bullet, and that was like a 90-yard shot with a 270 Winchester. And I recovered the bullet on the opposing, under the hide, right, the opposing shoulder. But I'm a really big fan of spear bullets for the money. You know, that they definitely perform pretty well. Chris said it is 708 reduced as a one. Okay, yep, it's a 120 SST. Harvey, or 18 wheels at Harvey. I'm in Adams. Got you. I go to running in Keene all the time. It was already light before I started hand loading that deer. Made up my mind to hand load. That'll do it. Derek, love Barnes, 100% success. TSX, tip TSX and LRX. Yep, exactly. I concur on that statement. I've had nothing but success with a Barnes bullet, and the people I've loaded them for and given, you know, hey, here's your system with a Barnes bullet. No matter the cartridge, they've been successful as well. 100% success rate. So, Jeff, if a bullet sheds weight in the kitchen, I don't care, 200 grain, 338 at 50 yards is almost a varmint bullet. Bear, pronghorn, mule deer, elk, Barnes has never failed. Yep, they are. They're amazing. Now, you know, a little spendy, right? They're a premium hunting bullet, but you get premium results, in my opinion. You get the confidence. Again, it goes back to, like I was talking about way early on in this live stream, talking about the quantity of shots that you put into your testing, because after the second shot, that group ain't going to get no smaller. Okay, you shoot once, then you shoot again, the group ain't going to get smaller, period. You can shoot as many rounds as you want to, more than likely it'll get a little bigger, Every now and then, might not, but it ain't getting no smaller after that second shot. So that's why you see me shoot a lot of 3-shot groups. That tells me generally what I want to know and need to know. If it shoots like crap, 3-shot group, then why even bother with it? Just move on to something else. That's not the combination that's going to work well. So it just, but at the same time, right, to kind of play devil's advocate, the more shots you put into that group, the more shots you take with that particular load, and it's performing really well, and you do validation and it continues to perform well, the confidence level grows, right, and it increases. Same thing in bullet choice. So Derek, every deer I drop with a 127 LRX in a 6.5 284 Norma dropped. Oh, every deer you shot. Yep. And never moved again. Reloading quest, 30-06, 168 grain TSX. Food for anything in North America. Oh, 100%. 100%. You load that in 30-06 with H4350. Yeah, I did that same. I think it was the 168 tip TSX. I did the tip version for my buddy who went out and killed an elk with it, and then he's killed big bucks with it since that time. But that was, I worked that up for him. I think it was Ramshot Big Game was the powder, and really good velocity. And so far, like I said, 100% success rate. It's performed really good in 30-06. Killed your chocolate Colorado bear with 168 grain TSX and 30-06, and your first Wyoming mule deer same year. Oh, that's awesome. Hard to find, but Fusion bullets are excellent. 301 mag, 180 grain with Mag Pro. Fusions are really good. So you guys, if you don't watch that Mason Leatherworks guy or whatever, I don't know, I think that's his YouTube channel, Mason Leatherworks, maybe something like that. He's a dude that does a ton of ballistics gel videos, and he tests almost exclusively it's factory ammunition. He will throw in some hand loads from time to time, but man, I think he does probably one of the best ballistics gel test videos, right? I know you can't necessarily equate ballistics gel, like clear ballistics, you can't necessarily equate that to an animal because it's definitely not the same. And it's only the 10%. I think it's the 10% FBI. What he follows like the FBI protocol. And he even mentions it in his video. He's like, hey, look, this is not saying that this is, representative of a game animal, but it gives you an idea of how that bullet's going to perform, or at least how it looks like it'll perform in gel. So you guys need to go watch that because he's a huge fan of the Federal Fusion bullets. Those are really good bullets. Yeah, they're made by Spear for Federal. Now different trains go in different direction. But yeah, it's a bonded bullet. I mean, and his leather work is nice too. Yeah, that too. He makes really good leather stuff. Jeff said to Alabama deer, 130 grain Barnes tip TSX. Only have had one recovered from a deer. And, okay, yeah, in 308 cal. Yep, everything else is a pass through. He does really good, he does really good videos, and he makes those cartridge cuffs that go on the buttstock of the rifle. He makes those cartridge cuffs, leather. I think he does some other stuff as well, probably slings and different things. But yeah, you guys need to go check him out because I'm telling you, his ballistics gel videos, I don't know if anyone's better on YouTube than him. He does, he's got it down to a science, right? He's got it down to an art where it's like, it's very much a process at this point. It's very repeatable. When you go and watch those videos, you know what to expect. All those videos are exactly the same, and he just kind of tells you, hey, the bullet either performed the way he expects it to or it doesn't, right? He's got certain criteria that he's looking for in terms of expansion, weight retention, that type of stuff. He's a really big fan of Federal Fusion bullets. He's not a fan of Hornady ELDX bullets. And you can go watch his videos on those. It's not just his opinion, it's the performance in the gel that leads him to that conclusion. So highly recommend that guy. Excellent content. Oh, it is. Yeah. I really like his stuff, because I've thought about trying to get some ballistics gel at some point in time, but I'm like, you know what? I'll just watch his stuff. Like, that's gonna tell me all I need to know. So, Frontline Rejects on YouTube have some good bullet testing too. Oh, okay, good deal. Oh, what is it? Is it Lever Guns 50? I think Lever Guns 50 has some pretty good, he's got some good bullet testing videos as well. And obviously by his name, you can tell he's more of a lever gun guy. You have enough trouble. Dude, CW is putting out, CW Longshot, I love his content. That son of a gun uploads like 2 and 3 videos a day, it seems like. I don't know when he sleeps, because I'll wake up, I get up at like 5:30, somewhere in that range, and it's like he's already posted a video. Now I know he's on Eastern time, so he's an hour ahead of me, but he's posting videos at like 6 a.m. You know, he'll post another one, you know, throughout the day, maybe another one in the evening. He just, so I was actually texting with him back and forth the other day, and he was already filming videos for like the month of July or something. He's got so many videos that are already filmed. I was like, good night. I have no idea how he does it, because literally what you guys see, typically it's, I film it and then I immediately upload it. There's not a lot of lag time between me filming something and it getting uploaded to YouTube. And I'm almost never working on multiple videos at once, because I can't keep it all straight. It's just one video at a time, and I upload it and I move on. Crash said, can't forget tools and targets, mostly pistol gel. Oh, okay, cool. They do pistol stuff. That's why I haven't really heard of them, because I don't really do a lot of pistol stuff. 10 Outdoors, 9 paved the way for those guys. Good stuff. Not many people are a fan of the ELDX. Well, see, that's what I think is very interesting, because it seems like a lot of people are, or at least that's what the marketing machine would lead you to believe. But I don't know. Which I've never shot a game animal with that bullet, so I can't speak to it from experience in the field itself, but just seeing what I've seen from other people, I don't know. I'll pass. I don't recommend that bullet to anyone, and I don't load it for anyone. If somebody's like, hey, a friend of mine's like, hey, can you work up a load for my 7 Rem Mag, basically like what I'm gonna do pretty soon, the ELDX is not gonna be the bullet I recommend. So Derek said, Jeff, I load the 130 tip TSX over TAC and 308 Screamer 7 deer. So I bet. Great for targets, but that's it. Agree. He told me before he has for a month out. Yeah, I know, that's insane. I don't see, you've got to be really organized, and you know what I'm saying, to have that many videos in the queue ready to just drop them right whenever. You've got to be pretty organized. You got to be on point with all that. And that much editing and all that stuff, ugh, no thanks. I'll pass. Oh yeah, no, see, he's not, that's the thing, he's not fluff. Like, the dude literally is an encyclopedia of just firearms related and reloading related knowledge, and even bullet casting. Like, I mean, I've told somebody that before on the stream. Like, if you want to get into bullet casting, I think I just had a mosquito land on my head. If you want to get into bullet casting, that's the guy to go watch, and he's probably forgotten more about bullet casting than I'll ever know or learn, right? What bullet are we talking about not being recommended? Oh, the ELDX, Derek, ELDX. I'm assuming that's Toyota. With cost of reloading powder and what's going up, is it worth it to keep reloading? I think so. For me, it is. I don't necessarily reload just for... I don't save any money. I waste money. I lose money. Reloading for me is a losing money hobby. So, but I love it at this point. It's my favorite hobby, and it's what I really enjoy doing. So I think it's definitely worth it. You do have to be, in my opinion, you got to be a little more selective, right? Like now, I don't just go out and buy all sorts of different powders and all this other, like I once did, where I just have a stockpile of a bunch of random powders. Now I've kind of shifted a little bit to where I focus more on the powders that I know work really well, or, you know, that I know will work in multiple cartridges or whatever, right? And I buy a lot of that powder, like Superformance. When I was up in Ohio and met up with Derek and went to a Vance Outdoors up there in Ohio, they had an 8-pound jug of Superformance for a really good price on the shelf, and that's a great powder in my experience. And so I went ahead and bought that pound jug, right? So you got to pick and choose now. I think you need to be more selective when you buy stuff, but it's definitely worth it. Every time I look up question forums, he's already been there years ago answering my question. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, CW is the man. Reloading quest, I won't use ELDX except on coyotes. Jeff said, I like the AMAX, but I like them all for the job you want the bullet to do. Yeah, because they're accurate. Yep, they are very accurate bullets. You can wring out some good precision with them, that's for sure. Oh yeah, the Scottish American. He has all those videos in queue ready to go, and then he still uploads on top of those videos when something pops up. Yeah, great guy, tons of knowledge. Agreed. Derek, he used ELDX on 4.5 deer last year, worked great. So Derek's the only guy on the planet that is a fan of ELDX, apparently. I'm just messing with you. Factory stuff in 7PRC. Oh, okay, so it was the Federal and Hornady stuff. Yeah, you know, Toyota, I mean, not to belabor that point, but just it's changed. Like, obviously the price is going up. Well, the sun went down, but the price is going up. I mean, it's definitely, I'm not gonna lie, it has massively changed how I approach the purchases that I make for reloading, right? It's definitely changed that. You need to be more selective. You need to buy stuff when it's on sale, right? That's the big thing. Like Mr. Big Guns in Huntsville, my favorite local gun store, they just posted on Facebook, they got a powder shipment in, and they're running a 15% off sale on all the powder. Well, that tells you that, or at least it should communicate that, hey, what they got ain't really moving, right? So, you know, I think a lot of people are to a point now where they're like, the price increases have just turned people off. They're not buying powder like they once were. Even if they really want the powder, they're just not going to pay the price increase for it, right? So now places are starting to see, and you see it, Mid-South Shooter Supply. Hey, free hazmat all weekend. They've been doing a lot more free hazmat here lately. A lot of these places are trying to do that because a lot of this stuff is now just sitting on the shelves. Primers, they're just in stock on the shelves. A lot of stuff's just sitting now because people don't want to buy it. And I think that's really that's going to be the only way to try to influence the pricing of any of this stuff, is it just reaches that inflection point where people are like, no, I can no longer afford this hobby that I really, really enjoy because you've priced me out of it. So now I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to spend my money on that. I'm going to spend it on something else. And, you know, enough people start to do that and stuff starts to collect dust. Well, guess what? It's got to go on sale at some point in time. And that's when you buy it. Derek said hand loading is always worth it as you find what a rifle works without having to buy a box of 20 each time. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the big benefit, right? Tuning loads to your particular setup and rifle, and being able to do that, that's massive benefit of hand loading. Yeah, Derek, I know people like it. People like it. If I'm a medium big game, it's going to be a solid copper bullet or bonded. Oh, yeah. Yep. Like a Norma bond strike. I haven't used the Norma line of bullets, so y'all let me know if those are good. Or Ben, you haven't been paying attention to my videos. That's what you got to buy. The premium mix. Make sure you buy the premium mix. They sell blemish stuff too. And they sell some brand new stuff. Pulled bullets are good. Their pulled bullets are really good if you're trying to, maybe you want to break in a barrel, or you want to, you know, something like that. Or say, for instance, where I'm converting, like I'm doing now, I'm converting 6.5 Creedmoor brass to 30 TC, and I'm just basically torture testing the brass. I want to see how many firings I can get out of it before I have a failure. Doing the pull bullet route, buying a box of pull bullets, you know, maybe in 30 cal, right? Something like 165 grain, whatever. Maybe you get 250 of them. You buy that and you're good to go. Now, if you need to break in a barrel, you use the pull bullet. If I need to, like I'm doing with that 6.5 Creedmoor brass, I just want to see how many firings I can get out of it, then I just throw that bullet in there, and that's what I'm doing. So it's definitely worth it. Those pull bullets, and when you buy the premium mix, you can definitely get some really good stuff. You need to go watch my videos where I show what I've gotten in my American reloading orders. It's insane. Crash coming up on the summer slump. People do in fact get fed up with the price gouging. They'll use every excuse to keep it high. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yep. Derek, another extremely impressive bullet is the Sirocco 2. Yeah, I've never loaded any. That's another bullet that I've heard nothing but good things about. And again, premium bullet with a premium price tag. But very good bullet, from what I can tell. Reloading Quest, that's an awesome bullet. Derek, whoa, didn't say I was a fan. I'm just messing with you. Just that it worked for you. Last season was your first time to ever shoot anything Hornady. You had heard all the mixed reviews. Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. Yep. Same. You know, if you want to go out and try it. Now, I'm not going to load those up and try them, but I'll shoot some of their other stuff. The volume of new reloaders who don't have components is decreasing, creating less demand. Oh yeah. Normas are good. Oh, that was from Josh about the volume of new reloaders. Yep. Yeah, not a lot of people jumping in on the hobby now like it was, right? Not a lot of people panic buying and all that stuff. So a lot of inventory just starting to sit and collect dust. Conrad said Normas are good. Jeff, my grandson has only shot deer with solid copper expanding because he's not that good at angles. Oh, I guess you're talking about shot angles maybe. My favorite lead bullet is the Norma Bond Strike. I need to give those a try then. If you're speaking highly of those, I need to give them a try. I know their factory ammunition typically is relatively inexpensive compared to some of the other brands. Like you can find the Norma factory ammunition on sale pretty regularly from what I've seen online. I think Midway has some. The other day they were running some, was it 30-06 maybe? It was like 165 and 180 grain factory ammo for like $1 a round. So it was like 20 bucks or $22 for a box of 20. So also first time user of Bond Strike, Derek 65 Creedmoor, 1 Doe, 142 or 143 Bond Strike. Oh no, you ain't gotta send them. You ain't gotta send them. I'm just now getting caught up. I need to go pick some up. I've never loaded them. I need to I need to get with the program. Try those Normas. Headshot TV. Have you ever used Maker bullets? No, I have not. But I mean, I've seen, you know, those are all over YouTube from forever ago, and people using them. Really, really good bullets. Solid monolithic option. But no, I've never used them personally. Weight retention on the Bond Strikes is incredible. Good. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you're going to shoot a bonded bullet, which my next bullet purchase is going to be the North Fork bullets from, are they from Sweden maybe? They make bonded bullets and monolithic bullets as well. North Fork bullets. Yeah, and you've seen some YouTubers here recently posting about them. And I'm more interested in their bonded bullets. That's what I'm more interested in. Those things look pretty sweet. So that'll be my next bullet purchase. Derek, 70 or so yards in and out. She ran a few yards, but left a massive bloodbath. Nice. Jason, sipping on Jack Daniel's single barrel. Cheers, everyone. Oh, yeah, the single barrel stuff's pretty good. So there's a place in Little Rock, Arkansas. It's called Rocktown Distillery. And they make a single barrel that's really nice. So I don't really drink anymore. I mean, I've got so much crap sitting up in the cabinet at the house that has never even been opened. It just sits there collecting dust. I don't know. Reloading quest. My last elk was with, Norma Bond Strike out of the 300 Wisdom. Nice. Derek, I found a lot of 300 Wisdom Bond Strike, but 50 a box. I mean, for a 300 Wisdom, yeah, that sounds about right. I think he has like 30 cases. Also a ton of 308 and Bond Strike on sale. Yeah, okay, yeah. 308 was on sale for 22 a box. Where is this, Derek? Headshot TV. I love the Maker bullets, especially for subsonic cartridges. They expand as low as 850 feet per second. Yeah, and that's where I've seen them mostly, was in like 300 blackout stuff. Maker bullets. 300 blackout, that type of stuff. In Texas. Oh, okay. 18 wheels. I just poured me a Legent. Derek said no tax outside Texas. Jason, pick up JT, Mellick, Louisiana Rice Whiskey, excellent pour. 18 wheels. Bourbon I found here in New Jersey tonight. Oh, okay. Joshua, I still reload for less than factory across all calibers, but my cheap components will run out eventually. I love you telling people to wait it out. Well, I mean, you can buy if you want to, but like I just know that me personally, I've gotten real, like, well, when me and Derek, when we were hanging out in Vance outdoors, you know, I was planning on buying stuff only if it was priced well enough and it was something that I really wanted, which the Super Performance powder was definitely something I wanted. But then I also saw that they had the Spear Gold Dot, the 120 grain Spear Gold Dots in the 6.5 millimeter version. And they were like $19.99 for a box of 50. All right. That's a pretty good price. And so I think I bought 10 boxes. So it just depends, right? Like, I'll jump in and buy some stuff, but for the most part, yeah, I just, you know, I just can't do it. I can't stomach paying $60, $70 for a pound of powder. I'm sorry. I don't need to go shoot at the range that much to where I'm gonna fork over $70 for a pound of powder. I will pass all day on that. His name is Vasily. Tell him I sent you. No shipping over $199. Nice. Oh, okay. You could get Reloading Quest says you might get some Norma Bond Strike if like in the premium mix from American Reloading. Okay, cool. Jeff said North Fork is kind of like a bonded nozzler partition. I'll look into that, Derek. Thanks. 300 Wisdom really only do all cartridge anyone needs. I would agree with that. I would say the 300 Wisdom, and the only thing better than that is the 7 Wisdom. No, I'm just messing with you. But those two cartridges, either the 7 or the 300, I don't think you can go wrong with that. Agree. That's why I got 3 of the 300. Yeah. Yes. Vans Sporting Goods in Coleman, Alabama is the same Vans from Jackson, Mississippi. I'm almost 100% sure on that one. But the one in Ohio was Vance, V-A-N-C-E Outdoors. Different, completely different place. My new loves are 300 Wisdom, 277 PRC, and 280 Ackley. Oh yeah, that 280 Ackley. I cannot wait to get that thing again. Don't have any budget for it anymore since I bought the powder and the bullets, but once gun budget, it'll be going toward a 280 Ackley. You got one modified Tika 300 Wisdom. Nice. 280 Ackley is a beast. Oh yeah, it is. One custom on a Terminus action with a KMP barrel, 8 twist. The Scottish American went to Deanston Distillery. I'm thinking that's how you pronounce it. Here recently with my brother. Went home first since I moved here. Some top-notch quality whiskeys. Derek, and just got my 10 twist Brooks barrel this week for another 300 Wisdom. Oh, sweet. David Martin, anyone have any good results using Sierra Game Changer bullets for big game hunting? Don't hear much about it. Yeah, you really don't. You're right about that. I don't. That's also a bullet I haven't really tried. Have not tried it at all. The Thor's hammer is 338-06 Ackley. Josh, the thing I was told to do was concentrate my components so I could focus my money when I started. So I stuck with powder like H335 that I can make work for most things. Well, and that's really the smart thing to do is like try to find powders that are versatile and work across multiple, cartridges or especially cartridges you own, right? Or ones you might want to get into. Make sure you're buying powder that's going to be pretty versatile amongst those, and that'll definitely go a long way for you. Derek, I'm going to load 180 AccuBonds and then 190 long range, 190 impact, beer impact, 210 Burger VLDs. Still looking at Barnes, McGuire hammer to test in 300 Wisdom. Jeff, you're talking my language. 338-06 Ackley. I'm getting article last year from Hamler magazine on that. David Martin, never used a Sierra on anything yet. Dustin asked, best tripod for hunting. I bet Reloading Quest has an opinion on that. The one that I really like is the Bog Death Grip. I've got just their standard, I think it's just their standard, the black tripod. It's not cheap, a couple hundred bucks, I think, maybe. The Bog Death Grip, I use it and it's worked great. Now I only deer hunt with it so far, so I can't really speak to it for anything else, but you've got the 35, or Derek's got the 30 cal 165 grain Game King. Okay, you got the hollow point version to try. Sierra Game King is Murder on Whitetail. Pro Hunter is good too. Copy that, Derek. Agree on the 300 Wisdom cartridge. I've killed a lot of critters with that load. Nozzle rack on hand loads. Copy that, Jason. I have 3 loads for my first Wisdom. All right, we're at the bottom of the hour. I'm about to have to call it quits because they're supposed to be finishing up within the next couple of minutes. So we're gonna have to call it done on the stream. Man, I appreciate all you guys joining this evening. I didn't realize we were gonna have such a good crowd. I wasn't really expecting all you guys to jump in. So yeah, I hope all y'all have a great evening. And let's see, what's today? Thursday. So yeah, we're rolling into the weekend. I hope all y'all have a great weekend. This has been a really good stream. This has been one of my this has probably been one of my more favorite streams that I've done, actually. Really good crowd. We talked about a lot of good stuff. A lot of good info being thrown out there. Hey, what's going on, Mark? Glad you could jump in. Yep, 18 Wheels, Crash, Derek, all you guys, David. Hope y'all have a great evening. Hope you have a great weekend. And there'll probably be a flood of videos. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Might be a flood of videos depending on how that hunt in Texas goes. So I'll definitely be filming some stuff while I'm out there, but I'm hoping to have some hunting footage. Some kill shots would be great. So we'll see. Y'all just stay tuned for hopefully more of that. So hope y'all have a great evening, and yeah, we'll catch y'all next time. So y'all have a good one.